Hello, this is Charmaine. I'm going to turn on my light here. Oh, that's so much better, so much more light. We have snow here, so I need as much light as I can get. So I thought I would share about low carb diets today. I have been watching a lot of people. They're starting low carb diets, especially in the last year. Especially with the whole keto diet coming out. A lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon and going for it and, starting to eat low carb. And I thought I would share my experience with you and the knowledge that I've gained since I have been on a low carb diet for 3 years. Yes, 3 years. Before that, I was not eating low carb at all. I shouldn't say low at all. The year before I did a full low carb, I was eating it intermittently. And doing it intermittently showed me that I could do it. But anyway, so I'm going to be doing multiple videos because there's a lot of information that I can share with you. And so I would like to just make sure I cover it all, but it's a lot. So I'll just split it up into various episodes, as you will. Okay, so what is a low carb diet? Well, it's a diet low in carbs, and it's higher in fat and vegetables and protein. So what does it mean to be low carb? It means that you're removing carbohydrates. Oh, hi, Pina. Hi, Nathaniel. Thank you for joining me. So low carb means that you're removing carbohydrates from your diet, and to a varying degree. There are many different types of low carb diets out there. And so what are carbs? Carbs are things like refined foods like bread and pasta. It's sugar, it's fruit, it's vegetables, it's root vegetables, legumes, beans, milk, whole grains. Those are all carbs. Now, some carbs are better than others. Refined grains or refined foods and sugary foods like, pop and chips and things like that. Those are probably the worst. Oh, you can hear my kids in the background. And sorry about that. And those are the worst to eat, right? And then you have the healthier versions like whole grains, and you want to have, the root vegetables and the fruit and things like that. And those are good, right? So in the whole low carb world, there's varying degrees of what low carb is. And so, for instance, some examples of a low carb diet, like a basic one, would be just removing refined grains or foods like pasta and white flour and white bread and sugar. That's a really basic level. You're not getting rid of all your carbs. You're just getting rid of the really nasty ones. And then when you're going down a little bit lower, you're starting to remove there's a lot of levels. I'm just trying to keep it straight. There's removing gluten. Oh, hi, Roxana. Hello, Natasha. So there's removing gluten. So celiac people have to remove gluten from their diets, right? So that's another form of low carb diet. There is another one, like paleo is a low carb diet. They don't eat carbs. They don't eat grains. What I do is an autoimmune protocol. So I remove the foods that have caused me in the past to get inflamed and get bothered. That was my low carb initially when I first started the first year. And then now I do eat carbs now. Like I do eat grains, but at a lower level, much lower level than what I used to. So mine's more keto based now. There is another, oh, hello, shalom. There's another type, and it's a lot more extreme, and it's the type where you're removing all grains and you're removing root vegetables, or you only add a few root vegetables in. Sorry, you can hear my dishwasher. And so that's a different level. That's really going low. So the big one, like I said, that's rampant in our day is the keto diet. And again, in keto, there's varying degrees. Some of them include root vegetables, some of them don't. So there's a lot. It's hard to keep track of everything because there's so many different types of low carb. What do you do? Which one do you choose? So I'll get to that as time goes on, as I teach in my various little posts. But that is the basic gist of what a low carb diet is. Now, who should go on a low carb diet? Good question. A lot of people are going on low carb diets because they want to lose weight. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, that's a great goal. I wanted to lose weight too. And it's not a bad goal because many of us are overweight, or we're chubby, or we're carrying extra poundage on us, okay? But I'm going to be honest, it's not a strong enough reason to go low carb. The reason I'm saying that is because what happens is it's like any other diet fad. You go low carb, you eat great, you start losing weight, and then guess what? You start eating the foods that you never used to eat, and you start putting the pounds on again. Okay? Weight is not enough of a reason to go low carb. So I don't recommend it for people who just want to lose weight. Now, I do have a caveat. Hello, Natalie. I do have a little side thing I'll explain in a few minutes. But the best reason for going low carb is for health reasons. You want to feel healthier. You want to feel better, okay? My reason for going low carb was I was allergic to grains. I would eat, so I was allergic to grain and sugar. I got so sick that if I ate a piece of pasta, or if I ate some rice, or if I ate a little bit of oatmeal, or if I ate even a muffin made of almond flour and coconut flour, and it had no other, grains in it, I would literally break out in psoriasis really fast, like within a minute or two. Like on my elbows and my knees, it would just flash out, and it was incredible. I actually showed my mom this. I said, "Mom, watch." And I ate one piece, like it was this big, and I ate it, and I flashed out in psoriasis. And same thing with sugar. So I had to go low carb because I was actually allergic to it. I had gotten that extreme with my allergies with food. So I went on it because I wanted to get healthy. Now, my goal was to be able to eat, pasta and stuff again. It was my goal. But initially, my main goal was to get healthy, to feel better, not to feel that draggy tiredness that I had, to have better sleep, and not to have that psoriasis again. So many things. Oh, hello, Monique. And so that's why I went low carb. I actually went on low carb because it was suggested to me through two different sources. One was on an online blog that a lady was similar to me, and another one was through the naturopath I had seen. But for other people, so people can go low carb for a lot of reasons. People who benefit from low carb are people with hormonal issues, like PCOS, or adrenal fatigue or exhaustion, again, thyroid issues, people with autoimmune diseases like I have, like hypothyroidism, MS, arthritis, diabetes, they benefit from it greatly. People who are allergic to grains, like I was, benefit from it. And hold on, I have notes because I can forget things really fast. Athletes love going low carb, right? Because it makes them lean, helps them to get stronger, and they can endure longer, and that sort of thing when they're exercising and they want to do their particular sport. And then some people just want to go low carb because they just know it makes them feel better. So having the purpose of going to feel better is a better reason, honestly. And having weight loss as a secondary reason is good. Because you want to be able to make sure that it actually stays. Because going low carb, I'm going to be honest with you. Sorry, my hair is bugging me. Going low carb is a lifestyle change. It is not something you can do for 3 months and then get off and eat the way you used to. You can't. It's a lifestyle change. And you can go completely low carb like I did and not eat any grains, and then introduce them in again, but you cannot eat them a ton. You cannot eat them like every single meal like we do in our North American diet. You have to eat them very little, like low. Keep it low. And again, some people can handle it better than others. I, for instance, cannot have it often during my week, but I do need them. So that's why you would go low carb. Don't go low carb because it's the fad. That's just silly. Okay, don't do that. Who should not go low carb? I'm going to be honest. Pregnant women, children, because they need those nutrients. And I'm going to say something that is so contrary to what people say. There is nutrients in carbs, people. There are nutrients. I've had people say, we don't need to eat wheat. We don't need to eat, some of these root vegetables. We don't need to eat. I'm sorry. Yes, we do. Maybe not as much as we used to, but we do need to eat it because there's nutrients in there that our bodies need to function properly. So I'm just going to say that. That was my little extra. Because that frustrates me when people say, no, we don't need to live without grain. We don't need to live with grains. Can you live without grains? Yes, you can. I've done it. Is it great to live without grains? No. And I will share more in the coming days about the pros and cons, because there are lots of great pros that a lot of people know about, but there are cons that can happen when you go low carb, and I have experienced them, and they're not good. So I'll start with that. I'll leave you with that, and tomorrow we'll talk about more. So I hope you join me then.